This video is a quick introduction for the FEAR project. It is defined as an embedded language for writing GPU shaders in Haskell, compiling to SPIR-V for use in Vulkan. So let's unpack this. GPU shaders are like programs running on the graphic card. They are defined using the SPIR-V executable format, which is the modern intermediate representation for the machine code. FEAR defines an embedded language, which is kind of a computer language, but part of a base language, so that it can reuse the existing facilities and focus on the GPU domain. So FEAR is an Haskell library, which implements a compiler to convert special Haskell code into SPIR-V. And this is great because Haskell is a fantastic programming language. Today, we'll have a look at the toy demo, which demonstrates how to use FEAR to execute a GPU rendering of a fractal written in Haskell. So you can get the source code in the example project. As you can see, this is a standard Haskell module, which uses special annotation to keep track of the program state. In particular, we can see that the input data are defined using type level struct. And we can see that FEAR recently added support for dir-in-GUI controller so that sliders and toggle can be defined in the shader module. Values are wrapped using a code type. And for example, this pixel to curd function converts the actual pixel location into a plane coordinate, which will be used for the fractal rendering. And then the entry point of the shader is a module which provides convenient lenses to access the CPU data and also to manage the states of the program. So let's have a look how it works in practice. And here is the module loaded in Emacs. We are looking at the quack color function, which takes the pixel coordinate in the plane, and the goal is to produce a value to represent its color. In order to evaluate or execute this function, we first need to compile the SPIR-V module. And for that, we'll use grcid, which will run the compile fragment shader function each time the shader change. The file is updated. This function creates the shader file, and we can actually have a look at its representation, which is a binary that can be loaded on the graphic card. But to do that, we need a program running on the CPU to handle the user input, the Windows creation, and to do the actual graphic pipeline. And this is provided in the Cabal file with the toy executable. So we are now looking at two representations of this quack color function running on the GPU. The first one is a map representation, which inverts the coordinate, and it is useful as it can show insight about the location of a seed that is used for the second representation, which is a Julia rendering of this equation. What is interesting with that setup is that we can navigate both rendering using the mouse, and on the map we can adjust the seed location, which affects how the Julia rendering is being done. Note that we have shader toy controller, which are defined in the module like this, and the program can retrieve their values and use them in the quack color function. using those lenses. So for example, the controller let us adjust the number of iterations that is being performed and the way the gradient color are being applied to the value. And because GHCID is watching the shader module, if we do a modification, for example, by changing the way the function iterates on the coordinate, we get instant feedback on the rendering. So because the formula is different, we now have a new map that we need to use to find a new coordinate for the Julia rendering. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the presentation and thank you for your time.